What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCastTV for this, another edition of the CubCast. As always, we try to keep you up to date with the latest news in and around international music, primarily focusing on, of course, Afrobeats, dancehall, amapiano, reggae, and everything in between. Now, we've got some very interesting bits to dive into on this video. I've literally just seen this and jumped into the studio settings to start recording. A very interesting tweet that I've just seen pop up from Ckay with some really interesting stats on there. I believe the stats come to us courtesy of Top Charts Africa, and this is basically looking at Spotify, and more than anything else, actually looking at the global kind of representation of Afrobeats music, primarily Nigerian songs on the global scale around the world on Spotify. Now, as you can see, I'm going to bring this up on screen in just a second, but before that, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. We do try to keep you up to date with all the latest international music news here on the channel, and this is something I felt I need to jump on straight away because it not only represents a serious kind of, not shift, but a serious kind of statement of power from a big collection of Nigerian artists, but also it showcases a really exciting possibility for something we're going to see in the future. So, what we're going to look at is this tweet right here from the one and only Ckay, saying, "Grateful album real soon." We'll talk about that in a second, but it is the most streamed Nigerian songs ever on Spotify. Really, really interesting to see these stats and figures. Like, we obviously do the weekly look at the Afrobeats Billboard chart, and we always do the higher or lower game on the channel as well with other YouTubers and other kind of music figures looking at streaming numbers on Spotify in particular. But this is where it gets very, very interesting because this is, of course, the top 10 Nigerian songs ever streamed on Spotify. Spotify is obviously a very kind of modernized platform. Realistically, you can't look at any song that is over 10 years old and kind of count its streaming figures because it hasn't had the time to accumulate, and the primary way those songs will have been listened to is through other mediums, i.e. YouTube. Prior to that, literally physical sales. So this is very, very interesting indeed. In 10th, we see Malik Berry with Control. Again, a huge tune. That one on 95 million streams. So this is the only one in this top 10 list that hasn't already breached the 100 million bracket. Now, I'm sure there are a ton of these releases that are sitting on maybe 80 or 90 million streams, but this is really interesting to see that these are the top 10. In 9th, a track that I can safely say at the time I wasn't particularly sure on, which is Emiliana from Ckay. 107 million streams on this one. I believe this, bar the Peru remix, I think this is the most recent addition to this list. So to see it actually already in the top 10 after this, like, such a short period of time is crazy, 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 crazy. To see it already hitting over 100 million streams. For any song ever to hit 100 million streams is crazy. But for Emiliana to do it, following on from Love9TT, of course, which we can see very clearly is very dominant on this list, is crazy. I wasn't particularly sure on this tune at the time. I felt it was a little bit cookie cutter, a little bit of a copy of Love9TT, but that clearly wasn't that bad a thing because people have gravitated towards it. They followed on with the sound, and people have absolutely loved it to the point it makes it the 9th most streamed Nigerian song of all time in less than a year. It's got to that. Bear that in mind. In less than a year. Ckay, the Young Prince at the moment. Wizkid featuring Drake with Come Closer in 8th. Again, this is a huge tune. We all know about this one. We've all been playing this at house parties for years. We've all been running this one in dances for years. We've all been dancing to it in dances for years. We don't really need to talk about this tune too tough because we know this tune is insane. It's one of the biggest tunes in this bracket. It's one of the tunes that a lot of people will have first kind of discovered the Afrobeat sound with. A lot of people will have first discovered Wizkid off the back of this tune without a shadow of a doubt. So again, really, really cool to see. Love9TT, the North African remix featuring El Grande Tote, is in 7th with 117 million. Absolutely ridiculous figures on this one. Again, one of 4 Ckay tracks in this list, one of 3 of the same tune in this list. Mind-blowing. The domination of Ckay over the last couple of years. In 6th, we see the classic, for me, the kind of quintessential I want to say popularizing Afrobeats tune. This is a tune that really did introduce a lot of the American market, a lot of the UK market, who weren't necessarily already following. Primarily the US, I feel. This introduced the US market to a lot of what Thames was doing. Not necessarily introduced, but really kind of solidified her position there, and obviously gave Wizkid that international appeal on an entirely new level. Great to see how much damage this one has been doing in the dances, and obviously on streaming figures as well. 124 million streams in just over 2 years. 2.5 2.5 years, I'd say it is now, roughly. I don't know, it came out in November 2020, so just under 2 years. Actually, crazy. Crazy from WizKid. We see Yay from Burna Boy, again, one of the older tracks in this listing. I expected this to be in there, but purely because of how big a tune it is, regardless of... obviously, Burna Boy's more sort of recent climbs. I've got a funny feeling Last will end up in this list at some point. But again, yay, incredible tune. A tune that I used to run on radio all the time. A tune that is just a super kind of naturally enticing creation. And it's great to see this one. It's still literally in the 5th position for all-time streams, 144 million. I know it's still in the top 20 on the Afrobeats Billboard chart as well. Peru from Fireboy DML featuring Ed Sheeran, the official remix. Great to see Fireboy making his way onto this list. And again, Peru, this came out in, I believe, December. It came out on Christmas Eve last year, so less than a year on this one, and it's already in 4th place on a 167 million streams. Crazy figures. I think this came out about a month after Emiliana came out, so this is absolutely crazy when we look at the amount of kind of domination this has shown. Fireboy's album's come off the back of this, and he's definitely risen to a different plateau off the back of this, so this is great to see. We then see in 3rd, On The Low from Burna Boy. Obviously, we recently reacted to his live performance of this at Madison Square Gardens. The fact that happened at all says just how big a deal Burna Boy now is, and it's great to see on there. And then, obviously, following on from this as well, we see 2 tracks from Ckay in 1st and 2nd. They are the same tune, modified. Obviously, the Love Nwantiti remix in 2nd, featuring DJ Yo and Axel, and in 1st place, Love Nwantiti, in 1st place, 537 million streams. Again, it's about 2 years. This one's been out and about, maybe even less than that, to be honest with you. Crazy from Ckay, and it just shows the domination that this guy is now having on this scene. He's got 4 tracks in this top 10. I think Burna's got 2, Wiz has 2, Fireboy has 1, Thames has 1, Malik Berry's in there, of course. Great to see Malik Berry in there as well. Let's not forget about the legendary figures outside of the sort of most popular names currently riding. Malik Berry is in that bracket for me, without a shadow of a doubt. But there we go. I wanted to jump on quickly to talk about this, and also this line at the top here, album real soon. Will we see a Ckay album this year? I'd love to see a Ckay album this year. It could possibly rank among the best album years if we then get the Wiz album as well. It means we'd have had, if we get a Ckay album, a WizKid album, and a Davido album this year, that means we've had all of the sort of mega international kind of big hitters all dropping projects, and we know that obviously P Square are back. They're dropping a project as well. This could be a crazy end to the year, people. But yeah, I thought I'd jump on quickly for this news update, looking at the most streamed tracks of all time, Nigerian songs in particular we're talking about here. This chart does come to us courtesy of, I think it's Top Charts Africa. Big up Phoenix as well. He shared this, and that's where I saw it, and I thought we had to jump on to a quick video to break it down. But there we go, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Are there any surprises on this list for you? Let me know your overall feeling on this as well. As a listing, do you think this is a representation of where Afrobeats is going on the international scale? I'm keen to know, so let me know in the comments down below. That's it from me, though. I've got a shootout for football now, so we'll catch you all later on and tomorrow for a ton more reactions. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCast TV. Stay locked.